You want to know what really scares people? It's not rage, not shouting, not revenge. It's silence, cold, calculated, absolute silence. You didn't go crazy, you didn't lash out, you just vanished. And in that terrifying silence, you rose. People expect fireworks when they wrong you. They want a show, they want the drama, the anger, the breakdown. Because if you respond, they know they still own a part of your energy. But when you don't text back, don't explain, don't even acknowledge their existence, that's when it hits them. You're not hurt, you're done. They wanted control. They wanted to poke the bear and watch you lose your mind. Because your chaos would have made them look stable. But you didn't give it to them. You let them swing, you let them stab, and then you walked away with their blade still in your back. And you didn't even flinch. You didn't respond. You didn't return. You just rose. And nothing breaks them more than realizing they broke nothing. You didn't lose them. You left them. You outgrew their games. You peeled their fingers off your life, one by one, and said, enough. They didn't expect that. They expected the old you, the one who begged, the one who forgave too easily, the one who kept giving chances, even when your soul was running on fumes. But you're not that person anymore. That version of you died in silence, and the one that rose, unrecognizable, unforgiving, unreachable. It's funny, isn't it? They thought they had time to treat you like an option, time to walk away and come back whenever it suited them. But the clock ran out, and now they're stuck replaying every message you didn't send, every call you didn't return, every moment they thought you'd come back, but didn't, and it haunts them. Because silence has a sound, and it screams, you're no longer welcome here. You stopped responding, not out of spite, but out of evolution. You didn't need to clap back. You became too focused building a life that doesn't include them. No more proving your worth. No more trying to be understood. No more letting people treat your soul like a convenience store, open whenever they feel like showing up. Now you moved in silence. You transformed in the shadows. You rebuilt the empire they thought they burned down. And while they were watching your last chapter, you were already writing the next one. They don't get a front row seat anymore. They don't get to know your updates. They don't get to hear your explanations. Because you realize something powerful. Closure isn't something they give you. It's something you create when you stop needing answers and start giving yourself peace. You didn't walk away because you were weak. You walked away because you were finally strong enough to stop entertaining chaos disguised as connection. You could have destroyed them. You could have exposed every lie. You could have told the world what they really are. But you didn't. You let karma take over. You let the universe handle what you were too evolved to touch. Because what's the point of revenge when you can let your growth do the talking? You didn't respond. You didn't return. You just rose and became a version of yourself that no longer needs validation from broken people. And now, they're stuck talking to shadows, stuck explaining your silence to people who don't even ask, stuck wondering how someone they underestimated became the one person they can't forget. You were never bitter. You were just done. Done with being the one who always cares more. Done with overthinking texts and defending your soul to people who never deserved access to it. You're no longer the one with soft hands and an open heart. You're the one with closed doors and sharp boundaries. They'll say you changed. Damn right you did. You went from broken to bulletproof, from fragile to feral, from heart on sleeve to armor-plated silence. You're not looking back, because what you left behind was never your reflection. It was just your lesson. You are no longer available to be misunderstood, no longer available to be gaslit, no longer available to be almost enough for people who never deserved a piece of you in the first place. They didn't expect your silence to be permanent. But it is, because this time, you're not healing for them. You're healing from them. And healing in silence, that's where the real monster is born. You don't need to announce your progress. You don't need to post your comeback. You don't need to explain your absence. They'll feel it. In the pit of their stomach. In the pause after your name gets brought up. In the guilt that gnaws at them in the quiet. Because you disappeared like smoke and returned as fire. You stopped begging, stopped waiting, stopped hoping they'd change. Because now you've changed. You no longer want people who once made you question your worth. You no longer crave attention from anyone who made you feel replaceable. You no longer seek apologies from people who are only sorry they lost access. Now, you only want peace. And if peace means going ghost, so be it. If peace means blocking, walking, cutting off, deleting, so be it. If peace means they hate you for protecting yourself, let them. Because peace isn't passive, it's a power move. Never respond, never return, just rise. Because some people only understand your value when your silence is louder than your presence ever was. You're not ignoring them, you're prioritizing you. You're not being cold, you're being clear. Clear about who gets access, clear about who no longer matters, clear about what kind of energy you allow around your soul. And clarity, it's colder than revenge. You don't clap back anymore. You don't defend yourself anymore. Because anyone who really knew you wouldn't need an explanation. You outgrew the need to be understood by people committed to misunderstanding you. You outgrew the desire to be liked by people who only tolerated you when you were broken. Now, you speak with your distance. You answer with your silence. You let your success scream. They wanted a response. They wanted closure. They wanted to know why. But they'll never get it. Because silence is a mirror. And when they look into it, they see everything they did wrong. Let them drown in their own reflection. Let them spiral. Let them wonder if they meant nothing. Because that's exactly what they made you feel. You don't return to scenes where you nearly lost yourself. You don't reopen doors you had to set on fire. You don't revisit pain and call it healing. You're not petty. You're precise. You're not cruel. You're conscious. You're not gone. You just elevated. You're not trying to win anyone back. You're not looking for who hurt you to get it. Because you don't need them to understand your silence. You need you to understand your worth. And now, you finally do. So never respond. Never return. Just rise. Rise until they can't recognize the version of you they once thought was too soft. Rise until the sound of your name brings them discomfort. Rise until you're unreachable, not because you're hiding, but because you've outgrown the entire battlefield. Let them talk, let them stalk, let them sit in the wreckage of the bridge they burned. You're not mad, you're magnificent. And your glow up, it's silent, deadly, permanent.